Today on YC Test Drive, I'm in lost of words thanking you, my subscribers.
You are just magnificent.
This is my last video of the year and I will share with you my experience with some of the logistic of the Desert Dash. During this event, the medics' crisis response are always hard at work to attend to all the emergencies. Communication is crucial when sweeping in such magnitude events. The desert turns lively day or night during the Desert Dash event.
Hi everyone, it's Cliff here for YC Test Drive. Today it's the 31st of December 2021. It's the last day of the year. And I just want to say thank you so much to 1,460 subscribers that have subscribed to my YC YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. My gratitude, I cannot express it in words. You are just magnificent. I don't know, whatever word it is. You guys are just that. So to end the year, I'm going to share with you the experience of an event that happens every year at the end of the year in December. This event is called the Desert Dash. This year it happened on the 10th of December, that Friday. It's a 24 hours race where people cycle from Windhoek all the way to Swakopmund on gravel roads. This year it was 393 kilometers. It's a race for people that have the guts. I'm going to highlight the preparation or the logistic that happens during this event. Every year in this building, this is where everything starts in here. This is where we pack the goodie bags. This is where we sort out water, cool drinks and everything for the water points. Some cool drinks, some more biltong, some oranges, and all that. These are all for water points. This event is organized by Lima Events. I'll put the link below so that you see what they organize throughout the year in terms of cycling. This is an international competition. If you've heard of it and you have never seen it, stick with me so that you see what it is, what it takes to do the Desert Dash. So here are my colleagues busy packing drinks. We will be handing drinks later this afternoon. There's on Paul, there's Edna, they're busy loading, packing, there's stars there. So here it will be full of people this afternoon. People registering, there will be some registration taking place here. So there, let me show you what the goodie bags looks like. Inside the goodie bags, you have a couple of supplies. You have some 2 water bottles, the small one, the big one. You have these from the sponsors as well. You have the tissue. You have that in the goodie bag. You have the noodles. Then you have the energy drink. And then you also have some more noodles. You also have the lunch bar. And then you also have the hammer. And you also have some oats. So cyclists will be coming collecting these goodie bags. My colleague Val is there. You'll see her on our way. We have a couple of crowd barriers. We'll sort them out here. We have some power there, we have some dustbins there. These are the sponsors, there they are in Dongo Toyotas. Super Spa, one of the sponsors, full of goodie bags. Look at it. All the way from that side. Okay, this side we have then the boxes of the jackets, the t-shirts and everything. Some here. Yeah, so soon people will be collecting their t-shirts. Beers are getting cold, cool drinks are getting cold. Some benches there for the meals getting set. So some registrations there. That's a 4-man team. Here it's 2-man team. And here it's solo. See, people are queuing up there for registration. This is just the start. Normally after 5, when people knocks off, everyone comes here.
Here are the 2021 Desert Dash sponsors. And Nedbank are not shy to show that they are the main sponsor.
So here are the jackets and the t-shirt. 2021, 393 kilometers. We have some caps here as well, and some of the caps here. Look at everyone.
One extra large t-shirt.
For men?
Yes.
Okay. Giving t-shirts away. This is giving t-shirts. This is that vibe. Everyone in the masks. Morning everyone, 2021 Desert Dash. It's a rest day, the day is here. So we are just busy setting up. Chalo is there, he's busy. There he is. He's also setting up his things. My colleague Mate, she's also going. So our team is busy setting up, cleaning up, making sure everything is in order. There's some bike rack on it. So I'm pulling that trailer. Truck is ready, going for the Desert Dash. There you go. There goes the truck. Everyone is ready. Leslie is coming with this one. So the four-man team will come in here. This is where this thing will be full of four-man team right in here. This is the two-man team. Two-man team will be boxed in here. That's the two-man team. And then the solos, they will be the first one to start. We'll put speakers here, Alice, solo will be the first one. So this will be fully packed with solos later this afternoon. You will see. Nedbank, this is where they will open up.
So you guys are about 10 minutes away from a soft start out the garage. Job at hand. Let's get all the chatter down, let's get it dead quiet inside the Gobi. I want you guys to take a minute to remember what's happened in the last year. We've lost lots of cyclists this year. It's been a very challenging year for many. There are lots of people out here this afternoon that are riding for a cause bigger than themselves. So take a moment of silence, focus on what you need to do. It's a long road ahead this afternoon, 393 kilometers. From the entire group at Nedbank, from here, Richard, the entire crowd, we wish you well, be safe out there. The Desert Dash is about so much more than just cycling. It's about building up a nation, and this year we are rebuilding Namibia. You guys are 60 seconds out. Stand by. 3 seconds. Stand by. Spectators, get ready. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's a go. The 2021 Nedbank Desert Dash is on. Good luck, guys. Keep it safe. Support each other.
So let me quickly break it down for you in short if you do not know how this race works. The solo riders are the first to start. Solo riders can be a man or a woman who wants to ride on their own from here to Swakop. These are the toughies, the toughest of the tough, because some of the cyclists do not even have support vehicles. The next set of cyclists will be the two-man team. So just to quickly break it down for you so that you can understand in short. The two-man team works this way. Both cyclists will start from the mall to a certain checkpoint. One cyclist will proceed while the other cyclist will be picked by the support vehicle. This is actually lighter than the solo. I should say it's a relay of cycling. While the other cyclist rests, the other one is racing. They are both required to do the final lap, which is going into Swakop. The next category will be the 4-man team, which is regarded to be the lightest of all categories. If you'll ever think and wish to do a desert dash for the first time, I would recommend to do a 4-man team, because in here you have 3 other team members to help you tackle some parts of the race. The 4-man team, it's like a relay, but much better and much lighter if you want to start for the first time. The start from the basement of the mall is always controlled, or should we say soft start. Our responsibility in this dash will be doing sweeping, meaning we will be driving the last vehicle behind the last rider all the way to Swakop. The vibe of the desert dash, you can see it and feel it in the Kufreberg path. Everyone else is alongside the roads, supporting their riders and their friends and family. 6 kilometers an hour is our speed. As the sun sets, we just drove 35 kilometers from the city after the race started at half past 2 it started. And we are following cyclists, and it's so slow. So I anticipate we should be in Swakop tomorrow at 5 or 4, we will see. Situations are getting tough as we have 3 riders in the car. They have thrown in a towel already before we even get to the Kuise bridge. Some cyclists are still pushing on in the darkness of the night. After dropping off the 3 riders we picked on earlier, it was time to cross over the bridge to the other side, as we have to pick some more riders that have thrown in a towel. More bikes needs to be loaded in the trailer. It's time now to reshuffle some bikes. These bike lights proves to be very handy in this situation. It's time to brighten up and see where one is working. 6 bikes need to be fitted on this tailgate bicycle pad. Elastic ropes are already being utilized to the maximum here. So this is actually the first time that I've had this amount of riders between this stretch in the car. I think it was because the situation was so windy that lots of riders had some struggle with some headwind. That's normally what happens when you have these strong winds. It's time to switch off all bicycle lights and head to the next water point, which is 34 kilometers away from here. The medics are attending to a cyclist who is having some emergency. The medics are always crucial in this tough race.
Yes.
Communication between sweep vehicles is always crucial at night.
Leslie, come in. How far are you?
Okay, I'm down in the riverbed just down here. So maybe if you look to the main road, maybe look to the... Okay, I see there's some...
It's critical to make sure that no cyclist is left alone behind at night.
Thank you, my friend.
All right.
Both of you, very much. Be patient
All right.
with us to bring us here. We really appreciate it.
Okay, that's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Wow. What must the solo guys do that arrives here now? Two of these guys, and they don't have vehicles here.
They do not have support vehicles here.
Does the sweeper go on?
It's always a tough situation for unsupported cyclists. Halfway checkpoint at Bokomo always looks lively. This place looks like a mini suburb in the middle of the desert. This is the point where support vehicles wait for their cyclists. Bike mechanics from Simot are always hard at work here.
Few bike repairs there. Touch-ups. So right here is where they are doing the scanning part. Before leaving the halfway, they need to be scanned here. Then they go that way, in the darkness of the Namib desert. Going that way, you see some flashing light. That's where they are going into the Namib desert.
A pat on the back of the teammate is always needed here. DJ doing what he does best. It's always lively here. Live updates are always displayed on this TV screen. You can check your riders how far they are.
1056, 1056.
We just started from the halfway point. Cyclists are still really going. The temperature is 19 degrees. Clear skies. The wind is slowing down. It was quite windy when we started.
Gravel road with sand looks unforgiving. Some riders are still pushing on in the early hours of the morning.
It's the dawn in the Namib desert. Early morning, that's just before 5:30 in the morning. We are just cutting through to C28 on the other side. This is the Coca-Cola water point. Yo! How's it?
At this checkpoint, lots of riders have thrown in a towel. Our car is now full of cyclists.
Living Coca-Cola water point. So here,
The Desert Dash, an extreme cycling race. As the sky brightens up, a number of cyclists are still pushing on.
those trees, they just look like they're just out of place.
The beauty of the Namib Desert Namib Naukluft Park starts to appear. This kind of beauty, this kind of scenery is what brings lots of cyclists from all over the world to participate in this event. I wonder how the cyclists that passed in here in the dark, how they managed with this kind of terrain. I'm not sure how these campers that slept in the river managed with the cyclists passing through here in the night. Our golden sunrise appears from the horizon of the Namib Desert. This is a beautiful morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm lucky and honored to be part of the Desert Dash for the past 6 years. As usual, the Namib Desert never disappoints. The landscapes keeps on changing from time to time. Surprisingly enough, a number of cyclists still looks to be energetic. It appears that these riders are enjoying their morning ride as they race to the next water point, Bloedkoppe. Hollard water point in the middle of the desert early in the morning. Even though most of support vehicles have left, everyone else seems to agree that coffee was good here. Muffins, cupcakes and a cup of coffee are now half a price. Suddenly, the desert seems to be full of life. That's what the Desert Dash is all about. The next water point is about 48 kilometers away from here. A number of cyclists are still pushing on. The next checkpoint is Guancontes, which is about 37 kilometers away from here. The moon landscape is fascinating and stunning.
So how is it going?
Yeah, all is going well. We had just before Guancontes is this lovely moon landscape scenery. Just before here we had, from the last point, we had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 4 riders, plus one that we just removed. So it's been going well, but very tough at the same time. Wait. Okay. These ones are ready, we have to get going. Now we are going into the river. So the river, the Swakop River. So it's very tough, it's very sandy. And lots of bikers, they fall there. Sometimes you find them stuck there and we try to pull them from there. So yeah, that's what's going to happen now. The Swakop River, one of the toughest and the final challenge before reaching the finishing point in Swakopmund.
Clap.
Leslie.
Clap. I tried. I'm almost closer to you. Those gentlemen are you?
Are you at Guancontes already?
That's a negative. I'll be here for nog een lot. Let's be ik weet niet wat het weer maakt.
The temperature is 39.5 degrees in here. The heat is unbelievable.
Still keep going. All right.
Perseverance and tenacity seems to be the name of the race here.
Are you still good to go?
Still okay.
All right.
Just a thick sand.
Yeah, it's quite thick here.
Leslie.
A cool breeze from our cold ocean seems to be rejuvenating at this point in time.
It's just around about 4 now. It's past 4 in the afternoon. We just arrived now in Swakop. This is one of the last bikes that was in the car for a rider who left it somewhere on a water point. So we're trying to figure out to see who the rider is. We'll use the number, of course. So let's show you where the finishing line is. They come all the way, come here, and then they come into the mall. This is Plaza Maya. I can't pronounce it. This is where they come in, and they go this way. All the way as they sprint to the finishing line.
On the stage, I want to explain what it is we're giving away today. And we get everybody to settle down. So we're going to have a sort of an orderly prize giving. They're doing 2021 in terms of race organization and the logistics, but again, the team from Lima has pulled off together with the supporting sponsors and of course the Nedbank at large. Let's give everybody a nice big round of applause. Everybody that's made this year possible. Thank you very much. We have a couple of dignitaries with us. I'm going to hand over to Barushka, who's going to welcome them up on stage, and then we'll take it from there.
Thank you, Senators. Honorable Emma Kantema Gaumas. And I'd like to also acknowledge the presence of the Managing Director of Nedbank Namibia, Ms. Martha Murora, our Executive for Retail and Business Banking, Mr. Richard Meeks, our Chief Financial Officer, Yehie van Graan, and our credit.
So it's early in the morning, the day after the desert dash. So Swakop looks very misty, grey. The skies are grey. Heading back to the city, Windhoek. So we are going to use the same route that we came with, just to pick up some trash. It's very important that we keep our desert clean. No plastic, no water bottles, no crap. So we just want to make sure that everything is clean. So this is Swakop as we leave. You see how misty it is. Yesterday the cyclists were coming from here, and then they go with Nelson Mandela all the way to Plaza Maya. This is where we turn off. This is the new road. It's still under construction, heading to Walvis. This will be kind of a bypass. It's an inland road. It's not like the one that runs alongside the sea. This is an inland one, and I'm sure most of trucks would really prefer using this road because it's not so congested, less traffic. Yeah, it's really quite misty. Where we exit to the Naukluft Park. Now we are going with the C28. C28 is different from the C26. They run parallel, but this you enter from Danfelioen, the other one you enter from Kofferberg path. So we are turning here, Namib Naukluft Park. The C28. We take this road. The weather here, I really like this weather. Most of Namibians will tell you that they like this kind of weather. We have too much sunshine. It's when we have a bit of mist, a bit of cloudy feel, for us it's lovely. Gravel road starts here. It's still quite smooth as well here. Yesterday, here there was a huge tent there. You remember? Cyclists were coming from this direction. This is to go in here. You need a permit from the Ministry of Environment and Tourism. All right. So a permit is required. So the Desert Dash normally get these permits to be able to drive and cyclists to ride in here. Yesterday, Hollard was here. Hollard's tent was here. So luckily they cleaned up most of the things. There are just a few things like these small cans here. We do not want cans like this in the Namib desert. So we are just going to pick up these small cans. Pick up these cans, plastic there, cool drink bottles there as well. But they do a good job. Like here, they clean everything. There's just a few things in a plastic bag, and in the camera lady's plastic bag as well. Just a few things. But everything else, this place looks nice and clean. I love it. I like the way how they left it clean. Let me just quickly pick up the last more. The Karibik district right now. And on the other side is Swakopmund district. So this is Swakopmund and Karibik district border. That's where they border. Then here on this road going this way to halfway. We just had a quick stop here because there's something interesting I want to show you. This is a nest. Let me show you, just come close. Let me show you before I explain. Small beds, we call them the weaver beds. Really tiny, maybe this size. Tiny beds. They make this nest. There are probably hundreds of birds that live in this nest. They live as a family. Each bed has a certain entrance to it, has a certain hole. There's one that fell off here. I think it became too big. So just knowing that small beds would make a thing like this, it's just amazing. I won't want to open it. You never know, there might be a snake in there. So yeah, that's from the weaver beds. Look at the wild beasts. This is halfway point. This was the biggest point. So let's just quickly see if there's trash here. This is where Bokomo checkpoint was. There was a huge big tent here, lots of lights here. So we just want to make sure that we clean everything here. The Desert Dash is so responsible when it comes to the environment. It's very important that we run through this route and make sure that we clean everything that was left, all things like this plastic here. We're just going to take this. That's one good thing about the Desert Dash. Environmentally responsible that we remove everything from. All right. Check some side because sometimes they cut off the cable ties and they leave them here. I hope there was no. Look at this one. Left a full cigarette here. We will throw it in here as well. We don't want all these cigarette butts. This is not environmentally friendly. We need to remove all these. So cable ties like this. This is what we advise people that make this water hose, this water point. That cable ties like this. These are not good for environment. I can tell you. I promise you now. It's very important that these cable ties are taken. When they cut off cable ties, they should be taking these cable ties when they are breaking down things. Very important that they do not decompose. They will stay here for years and years. So that's why we come back to make sure there's nothing from our side as Desert Dash. There's nothing that is here. This was all full of cable ties. But the good thing is there's not much of them. So there was just a few of them. So it was very important. Next time we need to speak to people here that they should not leave a single cable tie in the middle of the desert. We want to keep our Namib desert clean, and we are very responsible. Anyone coming from outside, when you are driving through the Namib desert, you see a can, you see a plastic bag, please pick it up, throw it in your car, throw it somewhere. We want to keep our desert clean. This is what we got here. So this is to all riders, support vehicles, and the water point people, because this is a meeting point. The support vehicles comes from this side, they meet up here, and from here they go back on that side. So it gets so congested. It's our responsibility, the support vehicles, everyone involved, to make sure that when you leave, take out or go with your trash. This is normally our stop point. Whenever we drive this road, we always come and stop here to have our meal here. So this is our stop point. Yeah, this is at Kuiseb River. This time, it's amazingly clean. We went through the river, checked in there, just to see if there's any trash. There was also a checkpoint here. This checkpoint was for a Grosmo Spa, Manis Bike Shop, and a couple of other sponsors also. So it's very, very nice and clean. I applaud them. That's well done, job well done. This is the Kuiseb River. It will be flowing during the rain season, water gushing from that direction, the left direction. So cyclists would come, and then they would come here on the right, go down the river, and then they'll get their supply on the other side. Yes, so that's the Kuiseb River. There's a grader that is busy maintaining the road. I see it's somewhere very, very close, so one has to be very careful. If you see the grader sign, you have to drive with caution, because it's busy maintaining the road. So you have to be very careful on the turns, on the hills, just to keep safe. You will see it soon. Okay, there is a grader, so one has to watch out really. It's coming back now. It's cleaning our side, so maintaining the road really, really nicely. Giving us space to work on this, to drive on this side. We appreciate it and applaud people that are maintaining our road, so that's really, really good. Okay.
If you have watched this video to this far, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. Happy New Year, and I wish you all the best for 2022.